Hi everyone, this is CricketSong with Lunar Wisdom and you're watching Starting Out Solitary. This is sub-week, it's week 169 and the topic is emotional distress and magic. So, emotional distress and magic. So what I'm going to talk about today is when you're feeling emotionally distressed, how does that affect or not affect my magical practice, if at all? So I guess, when I asked Tara, Lippy Witch, what should we talk about? She suggested, do you do spell work? Do you not do spell work? If you're emotionally distressed, like maybe you're going through something traumatic, relationship breakup, maybe you're grieving, maybe you're anxious about something or just anxious in general, is it a good idea to do magic? Is it a bad idea to do magic? Those kind of situations. So, and this is just my opinion and how I approach things. The first thing that I consider, and the first thing I would encourage you to consider, is that our emotions are important when we are casting spells, because magic is manipulating the energy through your emotions to create change in your reality. And emotions are energy. So depending on what type of emotion you're feeling, it's going to affect what you're doing, the energies that you're trying to manipulate. It could easily influence whatever it is you're doing. So we want to consider our emotions when we're looking at casting spells or doing ritualistic magic or doing magic at all, because we may inadvertently change our intention or flavor our intention with our emotions. And as much as we might think we can shut off our emotions, unless you are dealing with, if you are a psychotic individual or that doesn't have emotions, it's not easy to shut off your emotions, even if you think it is, because human beings can easily fool themselves. We can fool ourselves. We can think we are shutting off our emotions when actually we're not. We may believe we have things under control when we don't. We tell ourselves stories and lies a lot of the time, which is not to say that's good or bad. It's just the nature of being human. So depending on the emotions I'm feeling and doing that, self-check, witch know thyself, the witch's pyramid and all, I may or may not do magic, depending on the intention of that which I want or was prepared to do. So if I'm looking to do a prosperity spell, a money spell, because, hey, we could use an extra boost because we're moving, before I cast that spell, I check in with myself to see how I'm feeling, to see what I'm thinking, to see what my attitude about money is that day that I intend to cast the spell. If I'm feeling down, if I'm feeling insecure, if I'm feeling unsure, if I'm worried or anxious about money, then I'm probably not going to cast the spell that day. I'm going to wait until I'm feeling a little more confident about our money situation, because it's the days that I feel really confident about our money situation that my spells are more successful and manifest quicker, because I'm not putting up resistance in there and I'm feeling pretty confident about money. When I'm feeling unsure, when I'm putting up that resistance, when I'm anxious, when I'm stressed, I find that the spell doesn't manifest quicker. I'm second guessing everything I'm doing. Even if I'm not consciously second guessing everything I'm doing. That energy, that resistance is still within me and still being mixed in the energy of the intention. If I'm feeling ill, if I'm really feeling distracted, if I'm really feeling stressed out, I generally don't cast spells. I may do other magical workings on myself, like Reiki and stuff like that, or energy work, but I won't cast spells because I'm a little concerned that my state of emotional being would influence whatever it is I was trying to do. Now, I know I've heard other people suggest that you don't necessarily have to pull energy from yourself, so you could just be the conduit for other energies and draw or siphon energy from elsewhere, move it through you in order to cast the spell, and I certainly agree with that. I certainly agree with that. That's the same with Reiki. You know, I'm the conduit for the Reiki energy. I'm not using my own energy. I'm just sort of the funnel for other energy. And if I'm going to cast a spell, I can pull energy from the spirit realm and be the funnel for that and send out my intention without using my own energy. True, but I would still say my emotional state of being is going to affect the energy that I am funneling through me. It's like taking a funnel that you already used for your motor oil in your car and bringing it into the kitchen without cleansing it, without cleaning it, and using it to funnel, I don't know, milk into a container. It's going to be tainted by that oil. And do you want that in your milk? That's sort of the analogy I use. You know, if I'm an emotional wreck, if I'm going through an emotional, stressful situation, even if I'm funneling outside energy through me, it's still going to be tainted by me, even if I'm not using my own energy. So I personally hesitate in doing magic if I'm not in an emotional state that is aligned with or corresponding with what I'm trying to change, what my intention for the spell is. So I personally, for me, it's a bad idea to do magic if I'm in a very distressed state. So there's really, there's really no spell I generally do. I'm not saying that I wouldn't. I might consider doing a healing spell on myself, but I generally seek out assistance from other witches or other magical practitioners to sort of help me adjust or realign my own emotional state before I would then do magic. Hopefully that answered the questions. It's always a pleasure to speak to the viewer subscribers here at Starting Out Solitary. Until next time, I love you. Blessed be.